Hello and welcome to Dystopian Report, the place where we talk about the nightmare world we have found ourselves in. Sometimes we even have Ariel The Office Cat come soothe us, interfere with us, or serve as a palate cleanser. Today is February 17th, it's President's Day, and today is what would have been my mother's 76th birthday. This video is going to go live at about 10:30, 10:45 Eastern Standard, and today we're going to be talking about a recent video, sort of like a response video, to a video by Innuendo Studios. We're going to be talking about Rubicons and when to take action. In his recent video, Ian Danskin of Innuendo Studios posed a very Roman history type question to his viewers and asked us to identify a Rubicon. The idea here is it's based on the Rubicon River, which is the river that Julius Caesar crossed over from Gaul into Italy in 49 BCE when he invaded Rome. He said, "Alia iacta est," the die is cast, threw the dice, and made his way into history. So the idea here is that a Rubicon is a point of no return. Once Caesar crossed the Rubicon River, there was no going back. Well, it's the same here. With a Rubicon in American political history, in American political situations of 2025, it's a point of no return. In other words, if you don't act immediately in some consequential way, there will be an irrevocable loss of rights and freedoms. And we're here to give you sort of like a little bit more of an in-depth paradigm. Not saying that's a bad one, it's a very good one, because it means identifying your own Rubicon and what's going to get you to go out. This is designed to help you with that. So we're going to go to the full screen. You're not even going to see me. So this is what I simply call Jesse's Bar O' Doom, because I needed a funny name for something that's pretty disappointing. So the green is everything's fine. We've never been here. A healthy multi-party democracy with open elections, ranked choice voting, etc. Again, we've never had a multi-party democracy where you could vote for the third-party candidates and still not ruin your country. So that would be nice, right? There are some spots like Alaska and New York City where there's ranked choice voting, which is better, but it's not universal, and that's a shame. The gray area is reasonable liberties, but much progress to go. Think 2009 to 2016. It also very tenuously existed from 2021 to late 2024, but SCOTUS rulings on immunity and other lawsuits and just the general degeneration of the rule of law moved us over earlier than Trump's assumption of power. Orange is where we are at now, says so at the bottom after all. And it says there's pretexts of normalcy which exist, but they ultimately don't hold up under scrutiny. Advanced response required. In other words, we need to do something. Now's the time to do stuff before it gets too bad. In our case, we have stuff like Trump violates the law, but no movements are made to impeach him. Trump's violated the law. Judges have said he's violated the law, but, nobody's moving to impeach him. In fact, there's stuff going to the Supreme Court to confirm that he's broken the law, but, knowing the Supreme Court, will they let him be a unitary executive? Who knows? Anyway, red. And yes, we swear on this channel. Shit has gone south and is almost likely to be unredeemable. That's a really bad sentence, Jess. This is Trump committing some grievous atrocities, such as shooting protesters, refusing to hold elections, or refusing to acknowledge outcomes of elections. We are very close to this point. Now, here's where I start by saying, hey, look, we're in orange and we're almost at red. Because if you look, Trump's opened Guantanamo Bay for illegal immigrants, we'll call them in his language. And he's putting them there, and these people are going to have little, if any, access to legal representation or due process or rights against cruel and unusual punishment, which, yes, they do have under the Constitution. That's kind of how this works. So we're very close to the point where there's not going to be anything redeemable without extreme consequences, and it gets closer every day. By the time I make this, some new atrocity will have come out. But what can we do about this? Remember, this channel is based on the idea that there is no fate but what we make, and we, you and I, and everyone around us, we can do something about this. And in this case, well, today was a good day for it. It was President's Day. A lot of people had off. There's a cat here. She says hi. Hi, Kin. So Ariel knows that people had President's Day off, and they protested. A lot of people protested. There were pictures. You can go look at them. Union Square in New York had protests. I wasn't able to go, but they were nationwide, and from the pictures, they were pretty large. We've covered protest stuff before on this channel. We will do so again. Just be smart. You know, if you're working a job with some sort of Taylor law type thing, it's the Taylor law in New York. It could be something else in your state where your collective bargaining rights are exchanged for not striking. Be careful if you're at a general strike and people are handing stuff around, because there's a good chance if your name ends up on one of those petitions, they'll connect it back to your job and you'll be in trouble, possibly even jail time. You don't want to give them an opportunity or an excuse. So my advice is get out there and cause some good trouble, because that's the way we prevent the bad trouble. And it won't be us causing the bad trouble, at least not at first, but it will be bad trouble, and nobody wants that. So get out, make some good trouble. Anyway, that about does it for us. Thank you all so much for joining me. If you haven't already, please do subscribe to the channel. It really does help us grow and help reach new people. That's the #1 thing you can do besides maybe sharing the video itself. This is a good one to share. So my answer to the Rubicon is what I said, basically. Like, we're there. We're pretty much there. We're at the verge of it, if not there. So keep that in mind. Thank you all so much for joining me, and as always on this channel, pieces.